Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stepping in with Stephanie. Thank you. I welcome each and every one of you guys. I thank you for taking the time to stop by and to listen to my story. Okay. I have something that I would like to share and encourage whoever's in a crossroad right now. Because we face crossroads many times in life, and sometimes we just don't understand, the crossroads we in, but we face them. And and there's so many different things that come up before us and to throw us back. And I've been married for so long, and I got married at 21, so I really never had a chance to discover who I was as a young adult, and I never had a chance to live a single life. I always was in a relationship. So, and it's like now it's the first time for me to experience being single, and I'm enjoying every moment of it because I'm learning who I am as an individual. And so on this journey, there's so many avenues and there are so many detours we take through life, but I'm being still, and I don't want to be like just like everything that you see on YouTube, everything, everybody got their stories, and I want to be me. We have got to be transparent, and we have to be ourselves, to be the original copy of who we are. So I don't want to just jump on and just tell stories. I want to share my gifts and talents with everyone, with everyone. I want to encourage you to tap into your talents and your gifts that God placed within you, because we hide so many things, because each and every one of us are gifted and talented in some way or another, but we just have to tap into it. We're given gifts and all talents, whatever it is. We might not all have the same gift or the same talent, but we do have them. We do have them, and we must utilize them, okay, so that we can help the next brother or the next sister up to the next level, And so, mine, I like to design. I like to create stuff like my necklace and my earrings. I like doing different things. And not only that, I sew because my mother was a seamstress, and she can she can master and sew anything, beautiful things. Matter of fact, she used to sew up my clothes for school. She used to design my clothes for school. So even though we grew up in the ghetto, in the hood, but my mother, because she had that talent and that gift, we always looked like we always had something new on, because it was her precious little hands and her little sewing machine, and she would make us things because she couldn't afford to buy us anything. And then I remember she used to take us sometimes to the youth store to go buy our shoes and stuff, and I hated that part, but anyway, we always looked at real clean. It was always real nice, and a lot of kids in the hood were a lot jealous because they didn't have the clean clothes we had, and the things that we had. But thank God for my mother with her talents and her gifts and her skills. And that also helped me to tap into my gifts and my talents today, because there's so many things that I knew she had made, and she was just building and just making things and putting them aside, and always wanted a store of her own. And she was always a giver, always gave so much of herself. She was the sweetest woman in the world. And she always gave to her kids, always was there for us. She was a single parent, so she tried to do the best that she could on her own. And then she helped raise her grandkids, not my kids, but my siblings' kids. And so she never really had time to discover who she was. I only remember her being with my dad. And when I was 5, they separated, and all I know is that she was always on the go. As soon as she found out where we lived at, wherever, we moved, we pack up and move again. She was always running from my dad, okay? So anyway, fast forward to me getting married and not knowing who I am not knowing my identity as being an individual, away from being a mother and a wife. But now that I'm much older and I'm on my own and I'm single, I'm learning that there's so many things that I'm discovering at my age. I'm discovering every day. It's like I'm learning new things. But one thing for sure that I know is that I learned to listen. I was always really hard headed. I always was like the black sheep in my family, growing up in the ghetto and growing up in the hood. I was always the one that was pushed aside, always the one that was always called to, so she gonna end up with the baby first. And actually, I was probably the last one. No, no, no. My younger sister was the last one who got pregnant, but I got pregnant after all the other ones, So I have four sisters, but anyway, that's beside the point. I don't want to go into that story. That's another time and another day. But I just wanted to touch in on our gifts and our talents, and I wanted to just encourage you, don't give up, because there are so many hidden treasures within you. But just get close to the Father. Let the Lord lead you and guide you and direct you in the way to go, and He'll show you what to do. He'll show you which direction to go. But you got to be humble enough to hear and listen to the directions that He's giving you to go. Because sometimes we try to just do things on our own. And I tried so many times to get up and do things on my own, but I learned every time I tried to do it my way, it never worked out. So I'm learning today is to trust God every step of the way. And I'm asking Him to lead and guide me, because I'm so quick to even, to shut down things. I've learned throughout the trials and the tribulations in my life that I've been through, I learned how to, learned how to shut doors that I need to walk through. So today is a new day, and I'm wanting to walk through every door that's been set open for me to walk through, and I will walk through them. And not only just I wanted to walk through them, I will walk through them. And I want to take you guys with me on every door that God has opened up for me. And as I walk through them, I pray that you walk through every door that He's leading you to walk through. Be encouraged. There was a saying my mom used to always tell me. She used to say, Stephanie, if you can't hold on, you hang on. Hang on the best way you know how to hang on. Rather if it's just toss it, if it's just laying down, hold on. Whatever way it takes. Sometimes we have to be quiet while we hold on, because sometimes we can say way too much and it causes another disaster in our life. Okay? So sometimes we just got to be quiet and just hold on. If you can't hold on, hang on. Just hang on in there, because there's a new day coming. Okay? If you just hold on. And also, one thing along with hanging on and holding on is that there's a season. You got to know what season there is. There's a season for all things. There's a season in our life to move forward, a season in our life to be still. There's a season to go to speak, and a season to be quiet. But we got to recognize our season in our life, on what season it is for you. See, and I'm just so happy that you guys tuned in, tapped in with me, just to, also encourage me to keep on hanging on and pressing on. So I thank you, and I welcome you to take on this journey as I find my niche, my place, and tap into my gifts. And I pray that you tap into yours as I tap into mine. Thanks again for watching. Wherever you're watching, whatever part of the world you're watching, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Thanks again, and you have a good morning or a good night. Thanks again.